All right, athletes, CrossFit Games quarterfinals test number 5. I really like this workout, and I know I've said that about all of them, but one of the things I want to point you to with this workout is it's tricky, right? It's only 9, 6, 3 reps. How hard can it be? But then you look at the movements here and you realize you got to have a good plan for this one. So you have 9, 6, 3 reps for a time of snatches, which you can power, squat, or you can split snatch them. Just has to start from the floor. And then you're gonna do burpee box jump overs. Now, the devil is in the details with this one. So for women, you have 135 pounds in a 30-inch box. For men, you have 185 pounds in a 30-inch box. Two things I wanna point out is typically we see that ratio split where if the men's box is 30-inch, women's is usually 24. And often we see a 185, 125 pound split, not a 185, 135 pound. That's all gonna factor into how you attack this thing. Now, of course, before we get there, just check those other details for setup. I know we've said this throughout all of our videos, but make sure you set up your space, lay down the tape, get all of your gear out, set up your camera, check the frame. Then once you finish that, you're gonna move to the warm up. Then we're gonna get that workout and we're gonna get this thing done. It seems a little boring, but it is that discipline and that repetition that makes great competitors. So take care of that stuff. So all you can do is focus on the workout. I promise it'll help. Now, another little thing, check out those 2 lines. There's 5 feet in between them. There's also some important stuff for where you got to put that box. And remember that with lifting that barbell, the line that you have to lift behind, you have to face the box, and you're also not allowed to let that barbell cross in front of that line or touch that line. Otherwise, you're gonna get that no rep. So pay attention to where that line is and just have some familiarity with that. As we get into this workout, you're either gonna be moving fast or you're gonna be struggling with some heavy weight. So you wanna just have that stuff taken care of ahead of time so we just don't forget about it. All of your reps here are ultra valuable. Now, as far as strategizing this workout goes, pay attention to what your 1 rep max lifts are. If you're in the realm where your 1 rep max is just over that 185, 135 weight, whether or not it's a power or a squat snatch, just be ready to be patient. As we've talked about throughout this entire test series, no reps are really costly because typically you have to do the majority of the work, but you don't get any credit for it. With barbell lifts, that's a huge issue, right? We could get 99% of the way, we could miss the lift or drop it on the line and get that dastardly no rep, and that's a lot of extra work that we can't get back. So be patient if you know that this 185 and 135 is close to your 1 rep max, and what you're gonna do on the burpees, because the reps are low, you're gonna move at a pace that doesn't take away from your ability to snatch. Now, this might seem super slow to you, but what you should be thinking about when you're doing those burpees is, what is the fastest pace I can move at and still immediately start my lifts? You don't want to be pushing at a pace on the burpees if your 1 rep max isn't much higher than your snatch weight. You don't want to be pushing on a pace on the burpees that is going to force you to have to rest an extended period of time before getting back to that bar. That's going to be crucial for maximizing the number of reps you get. Now, in that case, the only time you would sprint on the burpees is if you have something like 30 seconds left and you know you're not gonna get another snatch. Yeah, then let it rip. You can tear on those burpees as much as you want. Now, some other things to think about here is have a plan for both power and squat snatch if you're unsure about where your strength is at. I would warm up both. A lot of people always joke about this, but you don't want the first squat snatch you take to be in the middle of the workout because you were too tired to power snatch it. So if you know you can power snatch a couple, but you will eventually have to squat snatch them, make sure you take care of both of those in the warm-up. Another little piece here is thinking about if your snatch lifts are well over these numbers. If you know that you're capable of squat snatching them for multiple reps in a row without failure or power snatching them for multiple reps in a row without failure, you do want to play to that strength. I feel like there's a lot of value in being able to move through these snatches quickly as long as you're not using a strategy that hits failure. So for example, maybe you think to yourself, hey, I could do that 9 round unbroken with power snatch, but I don't know what's going to happen after that. Well, if you don't know what's going to happen next, that's not the right strategy for you. I see this and I think to myself, I'm going to try and move through this in quick singles. I might start off my first set of snatches with a quick set of 3, but then I'm going to use quick singles. Again, my strategy on that first set of 9 burpee box jumps, if I'm really comfortable with that barbell weight, my strategy on that first set of burpee box jumps is going to be paced. Then when I start my round of 6, if I feel like I need to pick it up, I can. I don't want to wait till the round of 3 to sprint. I want to try and evaluate that at the start of the round of 6. If I'm feeling great, then I'm going to let it rip. So be mindful of that higher box jump. Be mindful of letting that box jump steal away from your ability to snatch heavy if you're going too fast on that sucker. And then practice, as we've talked about all week, with resting on a clock. So for example, if I'm doing singles, I want to have someone there reminding me of when it's time to go. What is my scheduled rest if I need it? Other than that, use those fast singles to your advantage. And then when you get to that last round, if you've got that extra juice, hang on for 3 reps for that last snatch, but prioritize no missed reps. Get all successful reps in this one. That's going to help you a lot. Awesome job making it to the quarterfinals. If you are just working your way through the quarterfinals, congratulations. It's a huge accomplishment. So enjoy, get out there, tear this one apart, and have some fun.